Kia ora. High pressure still with us across most of New Zealand, which means for many of us it's a dry looking day. You can see though on the charts we have still got some wetter weather skirting those far northern parts of Northland, but for most of the country high pressure means things are set to be fine, dry and relatively settled. There's still cloud to watch out for, particularly around these eastern coasts. And down in the far south, we have got these next fronts running closer towards us. As we head on in towards tomorrow, we'll find that wetter weather running towards Southland and parts of Otago. But again, for most of the country, as we head into Thursday, it should be a dry day. Overnight tonight, high pressure sticks with us, some clear skies across those central parts of the North Island and across the top of the south. You can see, though, that front has moved closer across those southern areas, bringing some wet weather in towards parts of Southland by the end of the night, and a bit more cloud running up towards places like Queenstown and those southern parts of Canterbury as well. But for many of us, it is a dry and relatively clear night as well, with those temperatures back down towards freezing through the central parts of the North Island, even out towards Napier. We'll find our temperatures down to 1 degree Celsius, and even on the southern parts of the country, down through Canterbury, cold enough for perhaps a touch of ground frost through parts of Canterbury as well. But I think it is going to be a fine start across many parts of the North Island. Clear skies sticking with us through most of the daytime. Down south, we've got that patchy rain running through parts of Southland and Otago. Should become more confined to the coast later on. And then you can see there's plenty of dry weather back with us by the end of the day. More clouds sticking around those western-facing coasts. And this next front just waiting to come towards those far northern parts of the North Island as we head on in towards Friday. For the North Island, most spots are set to stay dry. We'll be looking at areas of cloud coming and going through the daytime, particularly for those areas exposed to the north. So perhaps those eastern coastlines of Northland and down towards Auckland, the Bear plenty, the Coromandel, but places like Wanganui, hopefully some clearer sky for you and some pretty decent spells of sunshine. And a fine looking day down this eastern coast and even down in towards Wellington. Not a bad looking story there. There'll be a little bit more cloud that runs in towards the hills and ranges of the Kapiti Coast, brings a chance of an odd shower, but I think for most of us it's a dry day. Perhaps as we head towards the end of the day, we'll find a few spots of rain running back towards those more northern parts of Northland. But for most of us, a dry day, with temperatures ranging from around about 17 degrees Celsius in Auckland to around about 14 or so down there in Wellington, and a fine looking story out towards that eastern coast, 17s and 18s for Gisborne and Napier. For the South Island, we've got fine weather across Nelson and Marlborough, staying dry through the daytime. Some nice spells of sunshine for you. A touch more cloud as we head further south. You can see we've got that patchy rain across those southern areas, so Southland, Otago, perhaps in towards Queenstown as well. But as we head through the afternoon, that becomes more confined towards the coastal areas and down towards Stewart Island, to leave behind mostly dry weather. There's more cloud on that western coast. We might find an odd shower runs in towards southern parts of Westland and Fiordland. But I think generally it's just a touch more cloud on that western side as well. In terms of our temperatures, places like, say, Blenheim and Kaikoura, 17, 18 degrees Celsius, not far adrift from what we see across those far northern parts of the country. While down south, we're looking at highs around about 13 degrees Celsius for Invercargill and Dunedin. As we head in towards the next few days, we keep an eye out towards the far northern parts of the country. We'll start to find that next area of wet weather, bringing some rainfall in towards Northland and perhaps even as far south as Auckland as we head through Friday. The times on that front still all to play for, but worth keeping an eye on the forecast and the radar charts once we get a little bit closer towards Friday. Another front just brushes at those southern parts of the country as we head towards the end of the day on Friday. More cloud back towards Southland and Otago, but between those two systems, plenty of dry weather and plenty of clear sky. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.